What's up guys, my name is Robin and welcome back to my E3 2016 press conference review talks on my channel, Robs Goes Raw. So in this video we're going to be talking about Ubisoft's press conference. Ubisoft had some amazing stuff going on in their press conference this year. I'm pretty sure actually I know I said the Bethesda one was probably the one that stole the show out of the three developers, but actually, after rereading my notes, I remember how good this one was, so I'm really excited to share with you what my thoughts are on everything they came up with. Just sort of on a side note of everything, what was up with that Queen's Don't Stop Me Now dance entrance thing? I mean, I get it was to, like, promote Just Dance 17, Just Dance 2017, whatever you want to call it, but it was weird, and there was costumes and human giraffes, and yeah, it was strange. Also, the presenter seemed to be a lot more funny this year. I know they have the same woman presenting each year, and this year, I remember last year I got a little bit irritated, but this year she's actually really funny. I was like, there was not a moment where I wasn't laughing when she was on stage, so that was really good fun. And the conference overall was actually really enjoyable, so, you know, I'm going to get straight into it. And talk about the stuff that we're expected from Ubisoft over the next year and further than that. So, Just Dance 17, like I said, was kind of like, they didn't have much on Just Dance this year. It was just the kind of introduction dance sequence, and they talked about it a little bit right at the beginning. It was almost like they wanted to get it out the way. But Just Dance 2017 is not the first, but one of the first games that has been announced officially for the new Nintendo home console, which is the Nintendo NX. I don't know when it's due to come out. I assume next year or later this year. I don't know when Nintendo are intending to bring out a Nintendo NX. I expect there'll be more about that in the Nintendo press conference later on, but I don't know. But yeah, Just Dance 17 it's cool. I don't know, I haven't played a Just Dance game. I have the first two, but that's it. So yeah. Then we got on to the more serious games, and this I say serious because actually I've just seen the second one on the list of serious games. It's not serious at all, but the first one's pretty serious. Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands. Now, I'm a big fan of Tom Clancy's games, and this one in particular it looked incredible. It looked very gritty, I think is probably the word I'd use for it. As the same with all Tom Clancy games, it was stealth based, it's completely action everywhere, and it looks really good. There wasn't all that much about it, so I don't really have that much to say about it, but it's due March 17th, 2017, and yeah, it looks really good. Another chapter in the Tom Clancy era, I suppose. Now, this is the reason I was kind of, like, amused by the fact that I said serious games. South Park. The new South Park game is called South Park The Fractured Butthole. And I kid you not, like, I played Stick of Truth a while back. And it was funny. The Stick of Truth was a very funny game. It was true to South Park's, like, just completely outrageous, like, offensive humour, and it was absolutely hilarious. But this one seems to be right on point with every aspect that makes South Park what it is, and I laughed through. They did a big presentation on it. It was like a big thing, and they were on stage presenting it for about 10-15 minutes, and I kid you not, I was laughing the whole way through, whether it was what the developers were saying about it or whether they were showing us gameplay from it, the trailers. It just looked absolutely hilarious, and we got to see some live gameplay footage, which is really cool. So for those of you who don't know, the fractured butthole is going to be kind of like a superhero based South Park game. It's going to be, I think it's kind of like a piss take of the DC versus Marvel kind of superhero war that goes on these days, and it actually absolutely just looks hilarious. It's due December 6th this year, and I will most definitely be getting it. It's going to be on PC, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4, and I cannot wait. It looks absolutely hilarious. For those of you who haven't played the Stick of Truth yet and you're a fan of South Park, or you just want to get a free game because this one looks good, if you pre-order South Park The Fractured Butthole now, I don't know how long this offer lasts for, so I'm not, I do it as quick as you can. If you pre-order it now on as a hard copy or a digital download, then you can get a free copy of the Stick of Truth on whatever console you've pre-ordered it on, and you'll be able to start playing Stick of Truth right now. So, that's really cool, and it looks absolutely hilarious, and I'm really excited for the new South Park game. Like, I'm a big fan of South Park, the TV show. It's one of my favourite things to watch, and it blows my mind that you can put that kind of humour into a game and get away with it. I know they had like censored versions and uncut and cut versions like in different places of the world, but the uncut version of Stick of Truth, whoa boy, I have a feeling we're going to be playing some of it on the charity live stream, not Fractured Butthole, but Stick of Truth on the charity live stream a week today. So if you haven't seen it and you're interested, then please stop by when we're playing that and check that out. But the Fractured Butthole looks insanely funny, and the fact that it's about superheroes is great because I love superheroes, and it's something that just means that I'm going to enjoy it even more, and I'm really excited for it. So that was that. The Division, another Tom Clancy's game. Obviously Division's out already. It's getting a few expansions. It's getting 2 expansions, Underground and Survival expansions they're called. So the first one is Underground expansion, the second one is Survival expansion, and basically they're just different new ways to kind of like survive within the world of the Division where it's set. And Survival is basically, which is the one that I'm quite interested in actually. You have like bare minimum supplies, and you have to kind of scavenge, and you literally have to survive as if you were a human being. Like, game logic has gone out the window. It is real life survival stuff, and that's something that's really exciting for me, because I love reality within games. I mean, I love games where you can go and escape somewhere else, but when you've got like something that is meant to be set on planet Earth in a specific city that is known and is an actual thing, it's always nice to have that little hint of reality to it, and this has taken that the next step forward, and it's gone to real life human survival, and that's really cool, and that's something I'm going to be looking into getting, because I haven't got the Division at the moment. I've played it, but I haven't got it, so that'd be something I'm going to be looking at getting just so I can play these expansion packs. So that was really cool. And for the 30th birthday of Ubisoft, which was this week, the Division is celebrating it by giving 3 new outfits for the Division, and they'll come out I think later in the year, so there'll be an update, and you'll get a Ghost Recon, a Splinter Cell, and something else, free kind of skins for your characters. So that's there as well, so if you've got the game, just keep an eye out for that. You'll get some free stuff. Then we went on and they did some VR stuff in a similar way to Bethesda did. We saw a live gameplay test for a VR game called Eagle Fly, and it's basically like an air warfare bird game, and that's a really lame way to describe it actually. It looked really cool. If you guys ever played Entwined, I played it on the channel, that game where you kind of have to fly through the hoops and stuff, it's kind of got the same graphic as that, but it's almost like a capture the point kind of thing, and you have to kind of keep hold of the objects and you kill your opponents, but it's all on VR, and they are actually playing it live in front of us. Like there was two teams of 3 people playing it live in front of us, and that was really, really cool to see. But as far as VR for Ubisoft goes, I think the most exciting thing for me was the fact that they're bringing out a Star Trek game. And it actually looks fantastic. It's called Star Trek Bridge Crew, and you know when you go into games that are built for VR, the graphics aren't fantastic, and this is no different. Like graphically, it's not like a AAA title, but the capability of it is you could sit in a room with your friends with VR headsets on, and you could be a bridge crew within your living room. And each person gets assigned to one character, and you've got the engineers, you've got the captains, you've got the pilots, you've got everyone, and it was actually really cool because they had LeVar Burton on stage, and he kind of talked through it a little bit, and he and they also had other members of the Star Trek cast from the past TV shows trying this game out, and they all gave really positive reviews, which I'm probably sure they're paid to do, but I'm pretty sure, you know, you can tell when someone likes something, and it actually made me feel like if I played this game, I would be on the Enterprise, commanding a Starfleet into battle, and it looked really cool. And I say the graphics aren't like AAA, but they aren't bad either. They're actually kind of they're really good. They're better than you'd expect for what it is, I guess. And obviously you've got the whole space theme around it, so that just makes it that little bit more cool. And yeah, I'm really excited. Like, VR as a whole is getting a massive boost this year. Obviously, like I said in the Bethesda one, with the release of Doom and Fallout 4 for VR, these two are just kind of more kind of emphasis on the fact that this is where, you know, gaming is going now. Like, the really cool stuff is coming out on VR, so that was really cool. And then we had some stuff on For Honor. There wasn't very much on there, and it's not a game that overly interests me, so I'm just gonna mention that it comes out on Valentine's Day next year, so the 14th of February 2017. For Honor will be out, and you'll be able to play it then. Then there was a little kind of Ubisoft creative indie game, which was called, I don't know if you guys played Grow Home, which is it's a game about a little robot called Bud on his journey home, and there's kind of a sequel to that now coming out called Grow Up, and it's just a cute little game, you know, it's just a cute little game, looks really cool, so yeah, that was cool. And then we hit the really big stuff that is Ubisoft's kind of flesh, and that's Assassin's Creed. Now, there wasn't, and this is the first time in, I think, probably 5 or 6 years that there hasn't been an Assassin's Creed game at E3. That being said, there was the Assassin's Creed movie. Now, I had my doubts when I found out there was going to be an Assassin's Creed movie, because you know how game to film adaptations go, and have gone over the last few years. They haven't been great. With the exception of Resident Evil, and as of this year, Warcraft, which is a fantastic film. You know, they did a really good job with that. So, you know, I was still skeptical about this film, and because Assassin's Creed is a game franchise that I care very deeply about. It's one of my favourite game franchises. I've played every single game more than once, and I love them to pieces. I have got a special place in my heart for Assassin's Creed games. I really enjoy them. I think they're fantastic. So when I found out they were going to make it into a film, I was kind of a mixed emotion of really excited and absolutely dreading it. Having seen the trailer that was at E3 this year, any doubts that I have completely gone. First of all, I found out that Michael Fassbender is going to be playing the lead role. For those of you who don't know who Michael Fassbender is, he is one of the leading actors in the film industry these days, and he played the evil robot in the new Star Trek film. No, Prometheus. Yeah, he played the robot in Prometheus, and he's a fantastic actor, so I'm really pleased that he's playing the main character. And not only that, but they seem to have completely taken Assassin's Creed and just gone, you know, it's a new character, it's a new setting, everything is new, but with that Assassin's Creed loyalty that they've got to it. And they've got all the hidden blades and all the action, they've got all the kind of like eagle view, and they've got the dives, and it's kind of like I was watching the trailer in absolute awe. And you know, when I say games to films haven't been great recently, you know, that's not a lie, they haven't been, but more games are coming out as films these days. Examples, obviously Warcraft, like I said. Ones that are in the process of being made are the Uncharted film, the Last of Us film, the Five Nights at Freddy's film, and obviously Assassin's Creed the movie. All of them have had really good feedback so far, and I was really, really pleased to see that Assassin's Creed was no different to that, because, you know, there's only so many places you can take Assassin's Creed, and that's why I think they haven't announced a game this year. I mean, I've heard there's going to be I heard there is going to be a game this year, and I've heard it's just called Assassin's Creed 2017. I don't know whether that's true or not. So if you have any information about that, I would like to hear it. But I don't know if that's true or not. After Assassin's Creed Syndicate, I'm not surprised that they're taking a break from games, because that game was huge and it was a success, and that's what they need to be working towards. So I'm not surprised in the least that they're taking a break and working on getting their kind of mechanics back to where they should be. But this movie is kind of like an in-between, I feel like. And normally when you have an in-between in the form of a movie, it's diabolically bad. But this actually looks fantastic, and I cannot wait to see it. And like I said, it comes out in December, and I will be definitely going to the premiere for that. I'm really excited for it. So, yeah, Assassin's Creed the movie. What a win. And then we had Watch Dogs 2. Now, I played the first Watch Dogs, obviously I played it on the channel. I liked it, I think. Some parts of it you just think, why am I doing this? And you know, the the Watch Dog world is big. It's a big old world, and they've got Watch Dogs 2 coming out, and it's set around a completely different character, different kind of enemies and all this kind of stuff, with still that kind of technological feel that the first one had, I guess. You know, it's still based around cyber attacks, it's still based around all that stuff, and you know, there is hints even towards a Watch Dogs movie being in the works. They said something about that potentially happening, which I think would be cool, but you know, it's something that would need a lot of work, because there is something really special about Watch Dogs in how the interface works and how it plays. Like, gameplay aside, just how, like, the subject of it is something really special. And Watch Dogs 2, I'm sure, is going to be no different to that. It looks like a complete... Like, in the same way that GTA is always the same game with different characters and different missions, that's what I feel like Watch Dogs 2 is going to be. So it's going to be primarily the same thing with different characters and different missions, and I think they have a good formula with the first one, so I'm not surprised they've done that. In fact, I'm very glad they've done that, because the first one worked so well. And you know, it's something that I think it's just going to be it's just going to grow, and each game they bring out for Watch Dogs is going to be bigger, and this one is again no exception. The map is humongous from what I've seen. You know, the game is huge, and I think it actually focuses a bit more on multiplayer as well, so that's going to be something to look forward to. For those of you on PlayStation 4, Sony are getting early access release for the DLC as well, so any DLC that comes out for Watch Dogs 2 will be available to PlayStation 4 players before Xbox One players, so that's something to keep an eye on as well. And finally, they debuted their new IP, a new game series called Steep, and on the face of it, it is something very similar to what you'd see coming out of EA Sports. It's a snowboarding game. I say snowboarding game. It's almost like a high energy kind of like thrill game, but it's based around snowboarding, skiing, base jumping, parachuting, things like that. And actually, it's more about kind of the feeling of being able to do it, and it's coming out, I think I remember them saying it's coming out for VR, and it's something... The difference between a game like this, and because Ubisoft are bringing it out, and a game like EA, is EA very much focused on the sports element, and that's fine, because there are people that enjoy that. I don't particularly enjoy that, but there are people that do enjoy that, so that's fine. They have that because they have to. This game, I feel, focuses on the thrill of being competitive with your friends while feeling like you're the one doing it. You know, there's a lot more feeling behind it, there's a lot more emotion behind it, and it actually looks really good. And it's not just a straightforward sports game, you know, there's story behind it, and there's challenges and all these different things, and actually it looks really good. So yeah, I'm just making sure I haven't missed anything, because I'm shocked at how quickly I've got through that list of Ubisoft things, considering they had like a 2-hour press conference. They were scheduled an hour. They ended up running for 2 hours. And this is the shortest video I've done. I think on the face of it, they had a lot of stuff for each thing they announced. And again, they had a lot of new things, you know, there was a lot of new there, but there was, again, a lot of focus on making sure the games that they bring out are going to last a long time. So, you know, the Ubisoft conference was very enjoyable. I really liked it. It was a conference for new things, and you know, the fact they managed to get the Assassin's Creed movie in there was fantastic as well. So yeah. Oh, sorry guys. I'm tired. Yeah, the Ubisoft conference was fantastic. I'm really looking forward to everything coming out of it, particularly the Assassin's Creed movie. I'm very much looking forward to South Park as well. And like I said, if you want to check out the Stick of Truth, we'll be playing that on the live stream a week from today. So that's all good there. If you want to watch this live stream for yourself, you haven't watched it, then just type it into YouTube or Google. The live streams are everywhere for E3 this year. And let me know what you think about what's in there in the comments below. Let me know what you think about what I've said in the comments below as well. That's going to be it from me for this video, and that's going to be it from me for videos for today as far as E3 goes, and any at all. Actually, I'm tired. I'm going to play some Uncharted 2 and catch up on some other conferences. So that's going to be it from me. Tomorrow I'll do Sony, Microsoft and Nintendo, like I said, and then we'll get back to some gameplay stuff on Thursday. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below, and until the next time you hear from me, guys, as always, stay classy, gamers.